she says, though it isn't that I don't like fried rabbit. I like it fine. I just don't want to bite down on buckshot is. And I'm checking each piece. I look that rabbit over good. Marty, you won't find out any buckshot in the thigh. Today, Dad's soaring his bread. I shot him in the neck. Somehow, I wish he hadn't said that. I pushed the meat from one side of my plate to another. Throw the sweet potatoes and back again. Did it die right off? I asked, knowing I can't eat all of it unless it had. Soon enough, you shoot its head off clean. Darylyn asks. She likes that. Dad chews real slow before he answers. Not quite, he says, and goes on early, which is when I leave the table. The best thing about Sundays is we eat our big meal on noon. Once you get our belly full, you can walk all over West Virginia before you're hungry again. Any other day you start out after dinner, you've got to come back when it's dark. I take the .22 rifle Dad had given me in March on my 11th birthday and set up out the road to see what I can shoot. I like to find me an apple hanging out on a branch, see if I can bring it down. Line up a few cans on a rail fence and shoot them off. Never shoot at anything moving though. Never had the slightest wish. We live high up in the hills above Friendly, but hardly anybody knows where that is. Friendly, near Sistersville, which is halfway between Wheeling and Parkersboro. Used to be my daddy's. My daddy told me Sisterville was one of the best places you could live in the whole state. You asked me the best place to live. I'll say right where we are. A little 4-room house with hills on 3 sides. Afternoon is my second best time to go to up in the hills, though mornings the best, especially in the summer. Early morning. One morning I saw 3 kinds of animals, not counting cats, dogs, frogs, cows, and horses. Saw a groundhog, saw a doe with 2 fawns, and saw a great fox and a reddish head with a reddish head. Bet his daddy was a gray fox and his mom was a red one. My favorite place to walk is just across this Readily Bridge, where the road curves by the old Shiloh's schoolhouse and follows the river to one side, trees the other, sometimes a house or 2. And this particular afternoon, I'm about halfway up the road along the river when I see something out of the corner of my eye. Something moves. I look, and about 15 yards off, there's a short-headed dog, white with brown and black spots, and making any kind of noise. Not making any kind of noise, just slinking along with his head down, watching me till between his legs like he's hardly got the right to breathe. A beagle, maybe a year or 2 old. I stopped and the dog stops. Looks like he's being caught doing something awful. When I can tell all he really wants is to follow along beside me. Here, boy, I say, slapping my thigh. Dog goes down on his stomach, groveling about in the grass. I laugh and start over. He's got an old, worn out collar on, probably older than he is. Bet it belonged to another dog before him. Come on, boy, I say, putting out my hand. The dog gets up and backs off. He don't even whimper like he's lost his bark. Something really hurts inside you when you see a dog cringe like that. You know somebody's been kicking at him, beating on him. Maybe it's okay, boy, I say, coming a little closer, but still he backs off. So I just take my gun and follow the river. Every so often I look over my shoulder, and there he is, the beagle. I stop, he stops, I see his ribs. Not real bad, but he hasn't plumbed out or anything. There's a broken branch hanging from the limb out over the water, and I'm wondering if I can bring it down with one shot. I raise my gun, and then I think how the sound might scare the dog off. I decided I don't want to shoot my gun much that day. It's a slow river. You can walk beside it. You figure it's not even moving. If you stop till you can see leaves and things going along. Now and then a fish jumps. Big fish, bass, I think. Dogs still trailing me. Trail tucked in funny. He don't make a sound. Finally, I sit on a log, put my gun on my feet, and wait. Back down the road dog sits. Two, right in the middle of it, head on his paws. Here, boy, I say again, and pat my knee. He wiggles a little, but he don't come. Maybe it's a she-dog. Here, girl, I say. Dog still don't come. I decide to wait the dog out, but after 3 or 4 minutes on the log, it gets boring and I start off again. So does the beagle. I don't know. You'll end up if you follow the river all the way. Heard somebody says it curves about, comes back on itself. If I did it and I got home after dark, I'll get a good whopping. So always go as far as the ford where the river spills across the path, and then I hit it back. When I turn around and the dog sees me coming, he goes off into the woods. I figure the last I'll see of the beagle, and I get halfway down the road again before I took back. There he is. I stopped. He stops. I go. He goes. And then, hardly thinking of it, on it, I whistle. It's like pressing a magic button. The beagle comes barreling toward me, legs going lickler. I just love this book. It's very interesting. Split long ears, flopping tail, sticking up like a flagpole. This time, when I put on my hand, he licks all my fingers and jumps up against my leg, make aching little yelp in his throat. He can't get enough of me. Like I've been saying no all along, and now I'll say yes. He could come. It's like he a dog. Like I thought. Hey boy, you're really something now, ain't you? I'm laughing as the beagle makes circles around me. I squat down and the dog licks my face, my neck, where he learned to come if you whistled, to hang back if you didn't. I'm so busy watching the dog, I don't even notice it started to rain. Don't bother me. Don't bother the dog neither. I'm looking for a place I saw him. Does he live here? I wonder. Or the house on up the road. Each place we pass, I figured, oh, he'll stop and somebody come out and whistle maybe, but nobody comes out, and the dog don't stop, keeps coming after we to an old Shiloh house. Even starts across the bridge, tail going like a propeller. He licks on my hand every so often to make sure I'm still there, mouth open like he's smiling. Is he smiling? Once he follows me across the bridge, though, and on the pass. Grismel, I start to worry. Looks like he's fixing me. He's fixing to follow me all over our houses. I'm in trouble enough coming home with my clothes wet. My mama died of pneumonia, and we don't ever get the chance to forget it. And now I got a dog with me, and we were never allowed to have pets. If you can't afford to feed him, take them to the vet when they're sick. You've no right taking them in, Mom says, which is true enough. I don't say a word to a beagle the rest of my way home, hoping he'll turn at some point and go back. The dog keeps coming. I get to the front stoop and say, "Go home, boy," and then I feel my heart squeezed up the way he stops smiling, sticks his tail between his legs again, and slinks off. He goes as far as the squirm or tree, lies down in a wet grass head onto his paws. Whose dog is that? Ma asked. When I come in, I shrug. Just follow me. It is all. Where did he pick it up with you? Dad asked. Up in Shiloh, across the bridge, I say, on the road, by the river. That's Judge Trevor's beagle. Dad says. He got himself another hunting dog a few weeks back. Judd got him a hunting dog. How come he don't treat him right? I asked. How you know he don't? Wait, the dog acts scared to be almost, I say. Ma gives me a look. Don't seem to be he's got any marks on him. Dad says, studying him from our windows. Don't have to mark a dog to hurt him. I'm thinking, just don't play with him. Just don't pay him any attention, and he'll go always. Dad says, and get out of those wet clothes. Ma tells me you want to follow your grandma's letters to the grave. I changed clothes. Then I get up and sneak to the window. Mom knows what I'm about. That Shiloh dog still out there. She asked. I nod. He's looking at me. He looks me there at the window, and his tail starts to thump. I name him Shiloh. Shiloh, Shiloh. Okay, everyone. So, the next chapter is chapter 2. I take a tiny bite. What's the doggy going to eat? Then asks Becky. She's 3, which is 4 years younger than Tara Lynn. Nothing here. Lynn looks at Dad. Now I had them feeling sorry for the beagle too. Sometimes children get what they want easier than I do. But not this time. Dog's going right back across the river when we get through eating, says Dad. If that's Jude's new dog, he probably don't have sense enough to yet to find his way back home again. We'll put him in the Jeep and drive him over. Don't know what else I figured Dad to say. Don't I really think he's going to tell me to wait till the morning, and if the beagle's still here, we can keep him. I tried all kinds of ways to figure how I could get that rabbit meat off my plate and into the poker, but Mama's watching every movie I make. So I excuse myself and go outside and open the children's scoop. It's towards the back where Mom can't see. We keep 3 hens, and I take one of the 2 eggs that was in a nest and carry it out behind the bushes. I whistle softly. Shiloh comes loping toward me. I cracked an egg and empty it out of my hands, hold my hands down low, and Shiloh eats the egg, licking my hands clean afterward, then curling his tongue down between my fingers to get every little bit. Good boy, Shiloh, I whistle and stroke him all over. I wear the back screen slam, and Dad comes out of the stoop. Mary, yeah. I go around Shiloh's at my heels. Let's take that dog home now. Dad goes over and opens the door of the Jeep. Shiloh puts his tail between his legs and just stands there. So I go around to the other side, get in, and whistled. Shiloh leaps into my lap, but he don't look too happy about it. So this is very interesting. For the first time I have my arms around him. He feels warm, and when I stroke him, I can feel places on his body where he ticks. Doug has ticks. I tell my dad. Joe'll take them off. Dad says. What if he don't? It's his concern, Marty, not yours. It's not your dog. You keep your mouth. You keep your own. You keep it to your own business. I press myself against the back of the seat as we start down our bumpy dirt driveway toward the road. I want to be a vet someday. I tell my dad. He says, I want to be a traveling vet, the kind that has his office in a van and goes around the two people's homes. Don't make folks come to him. Read about it in a magazine at school. You know, you know what you have to do to be a vet? Dad asks. Got to go to school. I know that. You've got to have college training like a doctor. Almost takes a lot of money to go to veterinary school. My dream sort of leaks out like water in a paper bag. I could see a veterinarian's helper. I suggest my second choice. You maybe could. Says that. The points, the jeep, the road into hills. Dusk is settling in now. Still warm though. A warm July night. There's a look. The trees look dark against the red sky. Lights coming on the house here. Another one there. I'm thinking how in one of these houses there's probably somebody who would take better care of Shiloh than dude Trevor's would. How come this dog had to be his? The reason I don't like Jude Travers in a whole lot of reasons. Not the least is that I was in the corner store once down in Friendly and saw Jude cheat Mr. Wallace at the cash register. Jude gives the man a 10 and gets him talking. When then Mr. Wallace gives him a change, says give him a 20. I blink like I can't believe Jude done that, and Mr. Wallace is all confused. So I say no. I think he gave you a 10. Dude glares at me, whips out his wallet and waves a $20 bill in front of my eyes. Whose pictures on the bill? Boy, he says, I don't know. He gives me a look, says, I thought so. That's Andrew Jackson. He says, I had two of them in my wallet when I walked in here. And now I only got one. This here man's got the other, and then I went back. Then I want my change, Mr. Wallace. So he fluttered and he just digs in his money drawer and gives Jude change for a 20. And afterwards, I thought, what did Andrew Jackson have done to do with? It's Jude. It's so fast talking. He can't get away with anything. I don't know anybody who likes him much, but around here, folks keep to their own business, like Dad says in Tyler County. That's important way it's always been. Anyhow, another reason I don't like Dude Travers, it is spits tobacco out of the corner of his mouth. And if he don't like you, and he sure don't like me, he sees just how close he can spit to where you're standing. 3 reasons I don't like him is because he was at the fairgrounds last year. Someday we were seemed like every place I was, he was in front of me, blocking my view, standing in front of me is it for?